Hi, parent friends. So I read recently that the average couple spends more time researching a new car than they do planning for the postpartum period. And I get it. We were that couple. After we had baby number one, we came home and we thought we were ready because we had all the baby stuff in our house. And we had experience taking care of babies. We had even babysat for babies together at that point in time. But we made things so much harder for ourselves because we did not plan for ourselves as parents. We planned all this stuff for baby, but we didn't think about how we were practically going to be taking care of this baby. So the next part in the Bare Minimum Coming Home Basic series is for the birthing parent. So there are a few items in here, 5, that I want to talk about that would make sense for you to plan before the baby arrives, or even if you've already had your baby, plan for it now so that you know how your processes are going to work when you come home and when you are home. So we have a recovery plan, we have a support team, nutrition plan, meal plan, and pumping stations. So for the recovery plan, this is really specific to the birthing parent as they're recovering from growing and birthing a baby. You need a lot of rest. You might even feel ready to do all the household things that need to get done, but it's really, really important that you kind of fight that urge to get all the things done around the house and instead take those first 2 to 3 weeks to just rest, bond with baby, and give your body a little bit of a break. And I hear you. 3 weeks sounds like a lot of time, but it's really quite essential when you think about the fact that you've been growing this baby for 10 months and your body just did the hardest thing that it's ever done by birthing a whole baby. So you gotta give it some time. And I will say this, I did this for baby number 1 and baby number 3 because my mom was home and she made me do this for baby number 1. Baby number 2, I did not. I was like, I feel great. I'm gonna do all the things. And I had chronic back pain for 4 years. I'm talking about just washing the dishes, chronic back pain. So after baby number 3, I learned my lesson. I stayed in bed, or I stayed close to bed. I did not worry about the housework. Was the house a little bit of a mess? Yes. Did my husband help out? Yes. Was it exactly how I wanted everything to be? No. But you know what? I'm so glad that I spent those first few crucial weeks just resting, taking care of myself, bonding with baby, because now I'm pretty much physically up to speed and able to do what I need to do postpartum. And I'm happy that I did that. So I'm recommending to you, please take the time to recover and make a plan. If possible, have a support person with you in your home or coming to your home often in those first few weeks. You probably want them most that first week, then gradually maybe a little less the second week, and then the third week, the same. But especially that first week when you're coming home, please try and have a support person or a few people coming by to help you out. That can be your significant other, it can be a parent, it can be a friend, if you have the means, a postpartum doula. But at least for that first week, you'll need a lot of help, and you should try and take it easy and let others take care of you. My next tip is have several sets of clean sheets ready. I know this sounds really funny, but things happen in those first few weeks where maybe the sheets might get soiled, and it's also just there's nothing better than falling asleep in clean sheets. So it was really helpful for me, so I figured I'd put it out there for you too. Also, start thinking about how you could streamline household processes like housekeeping as much as possible. Prioritize those essential processes and decide what can wait, because you're not going to want to or have the energy or the strength to do everything exactly the way that you did before, and it's okay to let things slide a little bit in those first few weeks. My main tip is think about your mental health. Get yourself some comfort items. It could be snacks. It could be your favorite scented shower gel, lotion, soft pajamas, anything to make yourself feel comfortable so that you're able to just rest, relax effectively, and enjoy those things. You just did a huge thing. You just had a whole baby, so you deserve to have some comfort items. Next up is your support team. So I kind of mentioned this in the last one with the recovery period, but if you're able to, have support people to help at home. Again, that could be your significant other, parent, friends, postpartum doula. And what you kind of want to do is, once you have those people on board, whether they're living with you or they're coming to your house every once in a while, make a housekeeping plan. These people want, if they agree to come be part of your support team and come help you after the baby, it's because they truly care about you and they want to help, but they may not know what to do. After baby arrives, you will most probably want to be holding baby or bonding with baby the majority of the time. Your support team can help you by doing the other things around the house that need to get done. Maybe they could do, and be specific, maybe they could do laundry, maybe they could pop dinner in the oven, maybe they could help you put away some things for the baby or tidy up, or even if you have other children, play with the other children. These are all things that still need to get done, but if you don't specify with your support team like what you need to get done, they may not know exactly what you want to do, and they may really think it's helpful to just hold the baby while you do those things, but really in those first few weeks you need to be taking it easy. So ask your support people if they wouldn't mind helping you with those things. Pretty sure that they would not mind at all. The next thing, create clear boundaries. I know for us it was really important that people wash their hands and sanitized before holding the baby. We even went so far, if they didn't like remove their jacket, to just like be like, hey, would you mind putting this muslin cloth on you just, while you hold the baby. We were just very cautious about that, and that was something that was really important. So my husband was kind of in charge of being like, hey, welcome to our house. Would you like to use hand sanitizer, or would you like to wash your hands? So having those boundaries for people or guests is really important. It may also be helpful for you to set boundaries with your parents and your in-laws. Actually, you should set boundaries with your parents, and your spouse should set boundaries with their parents. And that might be helpful for you because especially first-time grandparents, they kind of sometimes have trouble transitioning from parent to grandparent. And if that's the case, it may be helpful to have those conversations before baby arrives, to be like, hey, I've been researching all these things, and I'm excited about doing this, and trying to get them on board before the baby arrives so that they understand their roles and their boundaries. The last thing that's really important that some people, actually a lot of people that I've worked with, forget is the importance of hydrating and eating often. So something that's really easy for a support person to do, especially if they live with you, is to bring you snacks or refill your water every couple of hours, every 3 hours, so that you remember to nourish yourself so that you can get back to your best to your best physical form, right? I love Emily Oster. She's a data-driven pregnancy and parenting author. She has a great article called Your Postpartum Support Team, and I included the link on the slides in Instagram if you want to see that, and I'll also put it in my link in bio link tree for you. Her whole Instagram page is amazing for parenting. I highly recommend her. I've learned so much from her. In this article, she has other possible parts of your support team that you may or may not find helpful, but it's always good to know. I didn't know a lot about medical professionals who are available to help women postpartum, and I learned a lot from this article in particular, so I wanted to share it. Okay, a nutrition plan. So nutrition is obviously essential for your recovery after you have a baby. But it's also really important for your breast milk supply if you're choosing to breastfeed. So it might be helpful for you to freeze nutritious dump meals or freezer to oven meals, so that, that especially that first week postpartum, someone on your support team can just remove it from the freezer and, follow the directions if you, include them on there, so that they can make those meals. It's also important to plan for postpartum nutrition in terms of not just what you're eating, but your supplements. So choose those postnatal vitamins and minerals to keep your body functioning optimally. I really like Instagram's Aloha Nutrition's highlight on minerals. I had no idea the importance of minerals or how to even get them, pretty much the same as electrolytes. And she has a lot of information on there. She's a functional dietitian and lactation consultant. So she kind of has those two areas of expertise, and it's really helpful for women who are postpartum. Also, stock up on bone broth or collagen to heal and regain strength. I actually didn't realize the importance of this until my mother came with our first baby after our first baby was born, and she would make me all of these bone broth type of soups. Sometimes it was from, various like animals or whatever, and she would make them from scratch. And they were really helpful with me regaining strength. Now, you could do bone broth or collagen. It's just that your body needs that protein and to revitalize your skin and your body. So they're really helpful to have and to take consistently postpartum. All right, a meal plan. So this kind of goes along with the nutrition, but planning for nutritious and easy meals will alleviate stress postpartum. So just wanted to add a little bit more detail to those freezer meals and the snacks that, your support person will be helping you out with. So when you put those freezer meals in the freezer, just make sure you add directions like pop this in the oven at whatever temperature for however minutes, or if they need to add any spices or anything like that, just have those easily available so that your support people, it's easy for them to help you. We found that having disposable tableware, paper plates, napkins, etc., was really helpful for those first few days. We were just really tired, and not having to think about the dishwasher or washing dishes was something that was helpful for us. Stocking up on nutritious snacks. As a breastfeeding mother, and even if you're not breastfeeding, having that nutrition often throughout the day, every 3 to 4 hours, is really important. Some nutritious snacks I like are hip peas, Fairlife protein shakes, string cheese. I also really like those fruit and cheese, like dried fruit and cheese and nut things that you can find, like snacks that you can find. Anything really quick and easy to grab so that you can remember to eat and nourish yourself so that you can get better and recover really well. Optionally, you might consider budgeting for eating out postpartum. Some people like to do this, some people don't. If you're one of those people who does, maybe start researching now some restaurants that have healthier options so that you don't have to think about it so much postpartum. We also really like, newly postpartum or not, having a variety of those steam and bag vegetables in our freezer because it's a quick way to add convenient nutrition. So that might be a tip for you as well. Pumping stations. This is if you're going to be breastfeeding. So if you're pumping to breastfeed your baby, it's really helpful to set up pumping stations in your bedroom and your main living area. Couple of things here. You might not know if you're going to pump, so maybe just having one pumping station would be helpful in the beginning. If you know, like after a while, you're going to know if you want to pump or if you're going to be exclusively pumping. So having these things on hand could be helpful for you. So in my pumping stations at home, I always had one in my bedroom because I'd have to pump in the morning right after I woke up or in the middle of the night sometimes. And I had one in the main living area wherever I played with my baby, so that if I was if I put him down and he was playing with toys, I could do a quick pump. And it was just convenient to have 2 pumping setups in our house. You can decide what will work for you as time goes on, but here's what you should include in that pumping station. Make sure your pumping station has proximity to an outlet and table space. You don't need a ton of table space, but you need some table space just to rest your pump and your flanges. Obviously you need your breast pump. Don't forget you can get that free through insurance, and I'll do another post on that later. In a Ziploc bag, I always put 2 complete flange setups. That means the flange attached to the bottle, so all I had to do was put them in my bra and start pumping. Also, if I knew it was a complete flange setup, I was less likely to forget a part. Tissues and paper towels just in case you spill. Pump spray, lubricant, that's really important. It helps to make pumping so much more comfortable. Snacks and water bottles, and an extra long phone charger, because when you're stationary for a while, you'll want to have a phone charger so you can use your phone or be otherwise entertained. So instead of your phone, you might have a book there. That's really helpful as well. I'm also just looking at this list, and another essential for me was lactation warmers. Massagers, those help me pump a little quicker. If you're away from the baby while you're pumping, so like this is my pumping station at home, but I duplicated it, I replicated it for when I went back to work and I was away from baby, having photos of the baby or inspirational signage, that was really helpful for me to just be in a really positive mindset when I was pumping, because pumping is a lot of work, and remembering that it's worth it for the baby and for you later is helpful. I actually created a set of inspirational signage for my lactation room at work. I will put the link in my bio if you're interested. It's free. Okay, so that's my bare minimum coming home basics for the birthing parent. Create a recovery plan, support team, your nutrition plan, meal plan, and pumping stations. Did I forget anything? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.